Hello, my name is Bryson Quick. I am the Director of Marketing and Business Development for Knollwood Retirement Community in Caseyville, Illinois. We are an assisted living and memory care here in Caseyville.
So why don't you give us your definition of supportive living?
Yeah, absolutely. Supportive living, typically the easiest way to explain it is assisted living that is open to all income levels. So if you've ever done any assisted living shopping, you know that a majority of those facilities can be very expensive. And if you do not have a large amount of assets, they may not be an option for you. So we are very similar to what your traditional assisted living would be for elders that need some additional assistance with medications, meals, those smaller ADLs. We can provide that assistance. The big differentiator there is that we're able to also accept some of those more flexible financial situations, primarily with us being able to accept Medicaid. We do also have a lockdown memory care unit, which is unique in the sense that most other lockdown memory care units at the assisted livings are private pay only. I believe we're the only one south of the Springfield area. So we do have that to offer as well. So very similar to assisted living in the sense that we do provide some of that assistance with those ADLs, but we do have that higher level of care with the memory care and can be a little more flexible with the financial side of things as well.
That's awesome. And I wish I live in Missouri and you're in Illinois. Not too far. We're not too far from each other. I certainly wish the state of Missouri had some Medicaid waiver programs the way Illinois does. And so that's great. Because assisted living is a wonderful transition option for folks who want to have their own space, but aren't quite ready, or maybe owning a home with a big yard and all the things that go with it is just a little too much now.
Absolutely. So. And actually, the kind of unique fact about the supportive living program is that it was built by the owner of this building. So the supportive living program was actually her graduate project when she was working through her I believe it was her doctorate, the supportive living program. And it was for that exact reason. It was because she had spent time in the skilled facilities and saw that there was this market of individuals who didn't have the private resources for an assisted living, but still had so much more independence than what the skilled facility would provide. So she essentially built a way to have those two avenues meet and serve that population, which is very cool.
It's very cool. It's so nice because you're right. If you were to spend any time in a skilled nursing facility on the Medicaid side where people are living there, that's their home, you would find many adults who really could potentially live in their own space, but just need a little extra support here and there. They really don't need to be in that skilled facility with 24-hour care. And there's young people, there's even, I've met people who are older, or maybe they're not, maybe they're in their 40s and they have early onset Parkinson's, and they can still do a lot of things for themselves. But they can't live independently anymore, and there's really no financial way they can afford assisted living.
Absolutely.
That's great. So Knollwood is located in Caseyville, Illinois. So just give us a little, for everybody out there, a little synopsis of where that kind of lands in the world. You're close to St. Louis.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're about 15 minutes east of the city of St. Louis, about 20 minutes south of Edwardsville, and then sandwiched in between Belleville, Fairview, and Granite City area. We are about a mile off of Interstate 64, so got easy access there if you're traveling in from a little bit of distance. And we are also right next to the police station here in Caseyville. Caseyville did just build a new police station, and we actually share a road with them, which is like the driveway for both of us.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's where we are. Yeah, it is very nice. So any time that we have anything that we need, they're literally a parking lot away. So
that's great.
If you ever need a police officer, you can walk out the front door and watch them drive to you.
That's cool. Tell us what a day is like for a resident who lives at Knollwood. What are the options and what does their day look like?
Yeah, absolutely. The first thing I will say is that the biggest driver that we push is independence. So what a day looks like at Knollwood really is going to depend on you. However, as far as what options are made available, I like to equate Knollwood more closely related with a college campus than a medical facility. The reason being is because there's always something to do, ranging from simple stuff like exercises in the morning that are led in small groups, all the way up to your happy hours, which we have every Friday, where you can get a glass of wine and listen to some live music and fun things like that. Of course, your go-tos like bingo and bunco and rummy and all the card games, those are a constant staple, as well as some of our more outbound stuff like we may take a trip to go see Christmas lights in the winter, or in the spring when the eagles start coming out around Alton, we may take a trip up there. We do different things like that, as well as store trips. Almost every day, folks are going to Dollar General or something along those lines. And that's just a small synopsis of a day in the life at Knollwood.
What about doctor's appointments? Do you guys help get people to and from the doctor?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do provide transportation with doctor's appointments. We'll also help you schedule those appointments.
Nice.
So I will help set those up and help set up follow-ups, help set up labs, all that kind of good stuff. In addition to that kind of stuff, we also help with housekeeping. So weekly housekeeping services, weekly laundry services, which I don't know about you, but I would almost move in just for someone else to do my laundry.
Yeah, right.
Whatever that costs, that's fine. If I don't ever have to see another basket of dirty clothes ever again.
Yeah.
In addition to that, of course, 3 meals a day, which are all provided in our dining room down there. Cable, utilities, all that good stuff is included. And then medication assistance and any
Nice.
ADL assistance you may need from our staff can be provided as well.
From your meals, are they a family style? Are they a restaurant style? How do you guys do that?
Yeah, sure. So more restaurant style. Folks would go pick a spot. Our wait staff would come around, ask what they'd like to get, and then our cooks would make those plates, get the drinks together, and then that'd be brought to your table.
Nice.
For each meal, there's also it's a 2-hour window for each meal. So breakfast is served from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., lunch from 11 to 1, and dinner 4 to 6.
Nice. And so what about visitors and families? I imagine you have families and visitors in and out of there all the time.
All the time. So there's no major rules on visitors. We like to tell folks that it's very much your own apartment. Of course, we ask that you don't move anybody in, but
Right.
as far as someone coming and hanging out, we don't have any issues with that. Just be respectful of your neighbors. Other than that, it's pretty open as far as visitors. We do ask that you sign in when you come in and visit.
Sure.
That more or less so that if the building catches on fire, we can tell the firefighters, hey, Valerie just went in to go see her mom. Please go get Valerie, and we can get you out of there. But in addition to that, we also have some massive events throughout the year as well that kind of drives bringing visitors in. One of our biggest ones just went off last week fantastically. We had about 200 people in the building for our 4th of July celebration.
Wow.
So yeah, we love when folks come in the building. Definitely no issues with that. The biggest thing is just be respectful of your neighbors and let the front desk know you're in. That's about it.
You've worked there for a while now. We've known you, Bryson, for a few years now. Imagine when people move in and they get settled in and they start attending and start going down for breakfast or lunch and start getting to know people. In my experience in the past, I have heard people say, I wish I'd done this 10 years ago. I wish I had done this 20 years ago. Yes, there's some emotional connection to the home they once owned, but now they're not isolated anymore. They can make a group of friends.
Yeah.
What do you hear from people when they move in and they get settled down in there?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to start that question with a question, since we just did the whole COVID thing it was 6 years ago at this point, but we went through the COVID thing and everybody had to be locked away. And for those first couple weeks, how did you feel? Couldn't go see anybody, had to stay in the same spot all the time, terrible, right?
Just us. Yeah.
Yeah, and even though I'm sure you love your family and all that kind of stuff, you're like, I want to see some people, I want to just move. So often that's the mode that a lot of our seniors set into when they do get to that stage where they're thinking about assisted living, because unfortunately kids would love to be sitting next to mom 24 hours a day, but everybody's son and daughter has their own kids, and when this economy, 3 different jobs and a side hustle and a TikTok they're trying to start so they can make money that way, and like so everybody's got a lot going on. So unfortunately, grandma and grandpa and those kinds of folks end up spending a ton of time alone, a ton of time doing the same stuff, a ton of time not getting much movement or stimulation for that matter. So I would say that is honestly one of the biggest things that we see when folks do move into Knollwood and any other facility, truly. Getting around folks that are of similar age, similar cognition, similar thought process to some extent, where you and I may think about technology like phones and TVs and computers, they may be thinking more about the newspapers or, when milk was delivered or, that kind of thing. I say all that to say that socialization aspect so often becomes one of the back burner items that doesn't really get thought about during the process, but comes to be one of the most important changes once you actually move in. Because I've seen so many individuals come in the building and they're weak, they're not eating very much. It looks like they've decided that they're done, if that makes sense. And they get in the building, they make a friend, they make 2 friends. Now they're leading our resident council, they're building the Knollwood choir, they're playing piano, and they're running around like this is their building, which we love to see, of course. But I would say that socialization aspect is massive. Because people, as much as we would love to say we're strong and independent and we don't need anybody, at the end of the day, we are pack animals. And life sucks if you don't have somebody around to joke with and hang out with. And
really, and that same generation or similar age range and generation, they're all having the same memories of the same TV shows and music and commercials and all the things that they enjoyed as kids without phones and internet and all those things. So it's great to be able to talk to someone of a like mind.
And they're having on a less than positive aspect, they're all having the same negative thoughts as well. They're all having the same fears of confronting aging and having to deal with I don't know what to call the feeling, but that feeling of like your kids just left you and abandoned you. Because even the most diligent families, that thought kind of sneaks into the seniors' heads. I've talked to one lady I'm thinking of now is Miss Barb, and her family's fantastic. They're here 3 times a week, and anytime we call, they're like, "Do I need to come up there?" And I've even seen her be like, "Man, I just miss my family." But be able to go to another person in the building and get some consolation. Her best friend is Miss Jean. And so she's able to go into Miss Jean's room and chat a little bit, and then she walks out laughing and, completely forgotten about it. So that socialization is massive.
That's great.
Having something, even if maybe you're not a people person, but the mental stimulation of coming upstairs to play Wii bowling once a week, maybe that's the big driver for your bounce back. Or getting to do the exercises every morning. Because I don't know about you, but I love going to the gym and running. And on days that I run, I feel like I'm 10 feet tall and bulletproof. And days that I don't work out, I'm just like,
you need that.
You know what I mean? So that's a massive piece of it as well.
It sounds to me like that your residents really do. You always hear that people when they move into a new environment, they may decline a little bit at first because they're nervous, they're grieving a little bit, but that bounce back sounds like happens almost to everyone, and they bounce back and they find this is their new home, and they're really, and you're right, the socialization, you just can't get past that. It really is
not at all. It's massive.
Right. And so how many residents do you guys have?
So currently we have capacity for 80 on the assisted living side and then 18 on the memory care unit. And that would be the lockdown, or I shouldn't say lockdown, but the delayed egress memory care unit down there.
Do you have room availability? Are you full? Is there a waiting list?
Yeah, so we have a waiting list a short waiting list in our memory care, and then we do have a couple openings on the assisted living side.
Wow, cool.
And it's more common for us to have assisted living apartments open than it is memory care. Our memory care stays very full because, like we talked about earlier, I believe we are one of the only memory care units
Yeah.
set up this way south of Springfield.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you do definitely have a waiting list. And I would say for many Medicare or skilled nursing facilities that do that type of work that accept Medicaid, there's always a pretty good waiting list for that. I would agree. But it's just amazing to talk to you about Knollwood and to learn more about it. So I appreciate that. And if someone is thinking about it, if their family member is open to having that discussion, do they call you or who do they call at Knollwood?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can call the building directly here and ask for myself or Vera. Either one of us will be able to get you taken care of. You can also reach me via email and my cell number, which are both on our website and on our social media pages as well. You can, if you want to send me a Facebook message, you can do that too. All those avenues lead back to me.
Gotcha. Awesome. Thank you so much for talking to me today and letting us know all about Knollwood. I find it to be an amazing, amazing community and so glad you're there.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ms. Valerie.